She was getting paid just to sleep, until one night, at exactly 3 a.m. she opened her eyes. What she saw changed everything. Lagos is not just a city. Lagos na survival ground. If Lagos likes you, you go enjoy. And if Lagos does not like you, you go suffer. Each morning the sun rises hot, like it has a personal anger against somebody. Traffic can even humble the rich, and generator noise has become part of the background soundtrack of daily life. Danfo conductors shout as if they are fighting a war, and everybody moves with urgency because in Lagos, standing can cost you. In Lagos, suya smoke fills the night air and soft life feels like a full-time occupation. Packaging is almost as important as breathing. In Lagos, money is not just important, money is identity. Because people rarely ask, "How are you?" Instead, they ask, "What are you doing now?" Because what you are doing determines how you are living, and how you are living determines how people treat you. In Lagos, you will see beautiful babes living a soft life with no single occupation. And Amara was one of those babes. She was what Lagos people proudly call a happening babe. The kind of babe who enters a lodge and the room atmosphere changes. There is no need for noise or announcements. Her presence alone does the talking. Her skin was fair and smooth, glowing under any light. Her body was balanced in a way that made dresses fit perfectly on her frame, with curves placed exactly where they should be. She carried herself with confidence, and it was almost impossible to walk past her without looking twice. Men were always after her because of her beauty, and not just small boys trying their luck. Big men that has big companies, tech guys, oil men and politicians, the kind of men who spread money without blinking. Amara was not after any man with just cash. She had a rule, and it was a serious one. She vowed that she would never marry a poor man, and she would not even date one. Before she accepts any greeting from a man, she would mentally calculate his level. She would observe his car, his watch, his shoes, his confidence. Before she accepts a greeting from any man, she would mentally calculate his level. She would observe his car, his watch, his shoes, his confidence, and his overall lifestyle. Everything was data to her. She believed that in Lagos, love without money was stress, and she had no intention of living a stressful life. Her friends were just like her, Lagos girls built on survival and strong packaging. They understood that beauty without money in Lagos can turn into suffering. They were always present at parties, not because they were obsessed with parties, but because they understood that parties in Lagos were networking grounds. They were not searching for true love stories. They were just searching for soft life. They would often joke among themselves saying, "Love without money is suffering, and romance cannot pay rent in Lekki." Amara believed those words with her full chest. She made her standard clear to anyone who cared to listen. If he cannot fund my life, he cannot fund my future. So she waited patiently. Then came that one Saturday that changed everything. There was a birthday party, and not just any birthday party. It was a big man celebration, the kind where champagne flows freely like sachet water and bundles of naira move from hand to hand like playing cards. The kind of party where Instagram bloggers wait outside, hoping to capture content that would trend before sunrise. Amara and her girls were invited, and they dressed like queens. Their outfits glittered under the lights. Their designer bags complemented their look perfectly, and their perfume announced their presence even before they fully stepped into the hall. Inside the party, the music was loud, but the sound of money was louder. Laughter mixed with the popping of champagne bottles, and everywhere you looked, someone was either spreading cash or recording someone spreading cash. That was when Amara saw Daniel. Daniel stood calmly in the VIP section, tall and dark with smooth skin. There was something about him that felt different. He was not the loud type of rich man who seeks attention. Instead, he carried himself with the confidence of someone who does not need to prove anything to anyone. Then he began to spread money. Not small amounts, but thick bundles. He spread with ease, like someone who had no relationship with poverty. While he was spraying money, his eyes met Amara's eyes. And it was not accidental. It was the kind of eye contact that carries intention. The kind that quietly says, I am interested in you. Amara did not look away. She held his gaze confidently. And in that silent exchange, there was already a big yes between them. As the party continued, Daniel gave her a sign, a calm one that only her understood. She stepped out quietly to meet him, and that was how everything began. When Daniel approached her and asked her out, she did not pretend or form unnecessary resistance. She did not delay or play hard to get. She accepted immediately because he fit perfectly into the picture she had always painted for her future. Daniel was not just rich, he was calm and cute, always smelling expensive. He walked like someone who had nothing to prove. When he smiled, you would forget your problems. He dressed simple but classy. Plain shirts that looked like millions. Shoes that whispered wealth. The kind of man Lagos babes pray for. The kind your friends will say, hold this one tight oh. And Amara did not waste time because from the moment she saw how he threw bundles of money at the VIP seats, she knew this was not a man who counts money before spending. This was a man whose money flows like water. Exactly 1 month after they met, it was Amara's birthday, and he surprised her. He bought a brand new car for her. When she saw it, she screamed and couldn't believe her eyes. She immediately took pictures. Within minutes, social media caught fire. Her comment section was flooded. God, when? Na this kind boyfriend we dey pray for. This one na odegu parara. Somebody is enjoying oh. God, am I a spoon? Money na water. Make this kind man locate me abeg oh. People were just tapping blessings like mad. Her DM was full. Girls were asking, where did you see him? From that day, Amara entered a new level. She began to post regularly online with different expensive outfits, dinner in high-end restaurants and luxury hotels. Every week, a new location, a new dress, and every time Daniel was behind the funding. He never liked being in pictures, so she posted alone. But the lifestyle spoke loudly. Slowly, Amara stopped talking to other men because Daniel was doing more than all of them. And when he finally promised her marriage, she accepted without stress because Lagos teaches you one thing. When soft life finds you, don't ask too many questions. 2 months after they met, Daniel told her to move into his mansion so that they would start planning their wedding properly. Amara moved in happily. The mansion was everything. It was big, beautiful, and peaceful, but strangely quiet. The doors were many. Some doors looked like decoration, like part of the wall design. But those doors were not decorations. They led to hidden underground spaces, places nobody would notice, places where Daniel kept dark secrets. But Amara saw nothing because she believed she had found an angel. On the day she moved in, Daniel told her softly, "I want you to rest very well every night. I want your beauty to glow before our wedding. You must sleep till 7 a.m. every day, and I will pay you any amount you want for resting." To Amara, it sounded romantic. She even told her friends, and they were happy. They wished they had such a man. She believed she was lucky. She did not know that some love stories start with gifts but hide danger in the night. Every night she sleeps, no matter what, she will not wake up until 7 a.m. But one night, something happened. At exactly 3 a.m., Amara's stomach began to make strange sounds. At first, she ignored it, but the pressure grew stronger. She needed to use the toilet. Immediately, she remembered the agreement she had with his boyfriend. She was not supposed to wake up before morning. She tried to hold it, but her body refused. Finally, she opened her eyes, but Dana was not beside her. She was not worried at all because she assumed he might be in the sitting room, working with his laptop or maybe having some private time. When she entered their bedroom restroom, she noticed that the water was not running, so she decided to use the guest room restroom, but was scared because she did not want Daniel to be angry. Still, she quietly opened the bedroom and tiptoed out. As she passed through the hallway, she heard a sound that is very low but strange, not like television. Curiosity made her to stop. She looked forward towards the sitting room. All the lights were off except one, a tiny light like candle lights at the center of the room. Then she saw Daniel crawling around the lights and barking like a dog. Immediately, Amara froze and her heart began to pound loudly. Then Daniel stopped crawling and began to speak, but the voice was not his. It sounded old and deep, like more than one person's voice speaking together. Then he said, "My master, give me more time. I am still feeding her. She will soon be ready." Amara did not even know when she screamed. Fear took over her as she ran back to her room. She locked the door and was shaking. Seconds later, Daniel ran to the door. He began scratching it, his nails dragging across the wood, trying to force it open. Amara wanted to call someone, but she could not speak because her voice refused to come out. She immediately posted on her WhatsApp status, "Help me." She also posted it on Instagram. No location, no explanation, just those two words. Immediately her phone went off. Daniel had already switched off the network regulator inside the mansion. No signal could enter, no call could go out. And the way the mansion was built, even if she screamed, no one would hear her. By 7 a.m., Daniel came back to himself, and he spoke softly like nothing had happened. He told Amara to open the door. Immediately Amara opened the door. He tied her hands and her legs. He covered her mouth and locked her up inside one of the hidden rooms. When her friends saw her status, they thought it was a joke at first. But something did not sit right because Amara was not the dramatic type. She loved soft life, not stress, and she would never post something like that without a reason. They tried to call her, her line was off. They sent messages, no reply. So they did what Lagos girls knew how to do best. They took the issue online. They reposted her status. Then someone from the estate where Daniel's mansion was located recognized her. He said he had seen her entering the compound many times, so he dropped the estate name. The information spread quickly, and soon the police were alerted. When the police got to the estate, the mansion looked calm. The gate was locked and there was no sign of movement. But something felt wrong. They forced their entry. Inside, everything looked perfect, clean, and normal. But as they searched, they noticed strange doors. Doors that looked like decorations, wall designs, but were not. The first one opened, and inside the hidden rooms, they found something terrifying. Cold air and very dark, and clear signs that people had been kept there for long. But Daniel was nowhere to be found. They searched further, room after room, until they found Amara. She was lying still, her body was cold, and her mouth and legs were bound. There was no movement, no breath, the room was silent. The police stood frozen, because what they found was not just a victim, but a life that had trusted wealth over wisdom. They tried to find Daniel, but no one knew him fully. Amara never posted him. He had no social media handle, no clear trace of him, no history. It was like he appeared from nowhere and disappeared the same way. Lagos woke up to the news. The same social media that celebrated her dream life now mourned her. The same people who once tapped blessings under her car pictures were now typing, "This world is wicked. Not all that glitters is gold. Soft life can be dangerous." After thorough investigations, the police later discovered that Daniel was not his real name. The mansion was rented under false documents. The underground rooms were built long ago before Amara ever stepped into his life. He had done this before in several cities. The same pattern, the same promise of soft life, the same silence in the night. By the time the investigation widened, Daniel had already vanished. No fingerprint that matched any known database. Just stories from survivors in other states who spoke about a calm and soft-spoken man who loved women that chased luxury. Lagos moved on, as it always does. But the police did not stop their investigation. They went deeper. Months later, he was arrested at the border while trying to leave Nigeria, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment. And her friends learned a lesson they would not forget in a hurry. In Lagos, money talks, but not every voice is clean. Not every soft life is safe. Not every fine man is a blessing. Sometimes the evil wears perfume. Sometimes danger comes in designer shoes. And sometimes the price of morning and water is too expensive. If you enjoyed this story and you want more stories like this, make sure you like this video, drop a comment. What would you have done if you were Amara? Subscribe so you won't miss the next story. Share this with someone who believes soft life is everything. Thank you for watching.